So now we will see form elements in HTML. So guys, basically there are various form elements in HTML. So one of the form elements is input tag, which takes the input from the user. So guys, let us check this with the help of example in the VS Code over here. So first of all, what we will do is we will define the paragraph by using the p tag over here, and then we will say below content is in form. So guys, we have a very simple statement, that is below content is in form, and then on the next line we will define the form tag over here. So we type form, and as you can see, this is the Emmet abbreviation, that is form tag over here. We are going to select this, and the action attribute helps us in order to provide the name of the server side file that will be responsible in order to handle the data when this form is submitted. So guys, we are going to ignore this particular action attribute for now, since it deals with the file that is on the server side. Now guys, what we are going to do is we are going to simply provide the input tag over here so that the user can provide certain input. So we will provide the input tag in this case, and the type will be text over here. So guys, basically there are multiple types for the input tag. So the type text helps us to have a single line text box that will help the user to provide certain data which we can send to the server. Now guys, we can have a particular name to this text box. So let's say we provide the name value as a name over here, and then let's say we provide the ID as YouTube channel. So guys, basically we are going to provide the YouTube channel name in this particular text box, and that is why we have given the ID that is YouTube channel. We can modify it as YouTube channel name over here so that it becomes more specific, and over here as well we will say YT and then name over here. So guys, basically we have provided the input text box in this case. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, below content is in form, and we are simply having the text box over here that will allow the user to provide certain data inside the text box in this case. But guys, this standalone text box doesn't give us much idea about what kind of data is being expected from the user. So basically we have another form element, that is the label element, which will define the label for this input. So guys, what we can do is before this input we can have the label tag as well. So over here we can provide the label, and then guys we have something called as for attribute, which will take the value as the ID of the input that we want this label to link with. So guys, this label will be related to this text box, so we should have the ID of this text box being copied and pasted over here as the value of this for attribute, so that when the user clicks on this label, this particular input text field gets activated. So we need to provide the label that is YouTube channel name over here. So guys, basically this is the simple text that will be displayed to the user so that he or she comes to know that what input is being expected to be provided inside this text box. After this label we will have the line break so that the input is displayed on the next line, and over here as well we are going to have the line break in this case. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, now we have the YouTube channel name, and this makes more sense since the user comes to know that inside the text box you are supposed to provide the name of this YouTube channel. So guys, basically this for attribute helps us in order to click on this label so that we can activate this text box over here. So when we click on this YouTube channel name, so as you can see, the text box is being activated now, and then we can simply provide the name of this YouTube channel, which you should definitely subscribe if you have not done so. So basically we have provided the name, that is programming for beginners over here, by using the simple label and the input text box. Now guys, let us move to another element. We have something called as select, which helps us in order to provide the drop down list. So guys, over here we can provide the select tag as well. So when we provide the select tag, we again have the name and the ID over here. So let's say we provide the name as social media in this case. So we are going to provide the list of social media platforms, and the ID we will again keep it as social media. So over here we will copy and paste it as the social media over here. Now guys, what we have to do is in between the select starting and the ending tag, we need to have the list of values being defined over here. So simply we can have the option tag. So as you can see, option tag will help us in order to have the list of values that we can provide inside the select tag over here. So basically the first option, let us say we have YouTube as the first option in this case, and then let me just copy this and paste it few times so that we can provide the different values for these options. So let's say we have the second option as Facebook, and then let's say the third option is Instagram over here, and then let's say we have Twitter in this case. So basically we have 4 social media platforms over here that we have defined, and then guys we also have to provide the value attribute over here, because this is the value that is going to be passed to the server, and server will differentiate between all these list of values by using the value inside this value attribute. So basically we are going to simply have YouTube as the value over here, and we can also have Facebook in this case as the value of the second option, and then over here we have Instagram, and for the last option we will simply have Twitter. So guys, basically these are nothing but the values that we have provided, and these values will be used on the server side. When the user clicks on the submit button, these values will be passed for the list of options. And guys, the text that we have provided, that is YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter over here, this will be displayed at the UI side to the user. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we are getting a drop down field over here, and we need to click on this drop down field and we will get all the options in this case. So by default the first option is selected over here, and when we click on this we can select one of the options. So let's say we select Instagram over here. So when we click on this, so Instagram is selected in this case. So guys, basically whatever value is being selected over here, it will be passed to the server for further processing. And again we can have the label over here. So after this BR line break, we will have another line break over here, and let's say we provide the label in this case, and this label should belong to this select tag over here. So I'll just copy the ID of the select tag and paste it over here, and then we will say social media platforms over here. So guys, we have social media platforms, and then we will again have the line break so that all the options are being displayed on the next line. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we are getting the social media platforms over here. Now guys, by default the first option will be selected, that is YouTube. So how do we make this second option, that is Facebook, as selected over here? So simply what we can do is we can come to this option, that is Facebook, and after the value inside the starting tag we can simply provide selected attribute over here. So as you can see, if present, this boolean attribute indicates that the option is initially selected. So we simply provide this selected option over here. Let me just save this file now, and when we reload this page, by default you will be seeing the Facebook option that is selected in this case. So when we reload this page, as you can see, Facebook is being selected by default, and then you have to click on this option, and then you will see all the list of items that are present in the drop down. So guys, whatever option you want to display by default as selected option, you can provide the selected keyword over here in order to show that particular option selected by default. So over here we have selected Twitter in this case. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page. So as you can see, Twitter is being selected by default over here. Guys, similarly for the input field, we can also have the value attribute over here. So when we provide the value attribute, we need to provide certain string over here. So let's say we provide test as the string to the value attribute. Let me just save this file now. So guys, basically this test string will be displayed by default when the user reloads this page. So when we reload this page, as you can see, test is the YouTube channel name by default, and then user can provide the name of the YouTube channel based on the requirements. Now guys, apart from this, we have something called as text area, which is the multi-line input field. So guys, we can have the multiple line input field as well if you are expecting a long input from the user, such as a feedback or the remarks input. So guys, what we have to do is inside the VS Code over here we have something called as text area. So as you can see, this is the tag, and then we can provide the name, such as we can provide remarks over here, and then again the ID that we are going to provide is remarks in this case. And then guys, we have something called as rows and calls over here. So this is going to define the number of rows, meaning how many number of rows vertically the text area will occupy the space, and then horizontally how many columns the text area will be occupying the space. So over here by default the rows are 10 and the columns are 30 in this case. And then guys, before this we can also have the label that is assigned to this text area. So simply we will have the label, and for the for attribute we are going to provide the ID of this text area. So I'll simply copy the remarks ID and paste it over here, and then simply we will provide the remarks label over here followed by colon, and then we also have the line break over here at the end of the label. And guys, in between the text area tags we can provide the hint to the user. We can say provide your remarks. So guys, let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, this is the multi-line input field that is expandable over here. So guys, on the bottom right, as you can see, when you get the cursor, it gets converted to this arrow cursor over here, and we can simply click it and drag it to the appropriate point so that we can increase or decrease the size of this particular text area. And this is the hint that is provided to the user. We can provide the remarks over here, and we can simply say this is programming for beginners YouTube channel which I have subscribed. So guys, basically this is the multi-line input that can be provided by the user with the help of the text area HTML element. Now guys, apart from this, we also have the button form element over here which will help us in order to display the clickable button. So what we can do is simply inside this form we can have the input tag over here followed by colon, and then we have something called as button in this case. So guys, basically the type will be button. So we have already seen the type, that is text, which is the input field. The type button will be a clickable button, and the value will be provided over here inside the value attribute, which will be displayed on the button itself. So for the value attribute we can simply say click me over here followed by exclamation mark. So guys, let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we have this click me button which is being displayed on the right, and when we click on this, since we have not added any JavaScript code over here, nothing will happen, but we can simply click on this particular button and based on our requirements carry out the actions that we want to perform. Now simply we can have the line break after this text area so that the button is displayed on the next line over here. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page. So as you can see over here, we are getting the button that is being displayed on the UI. Now guys, apart from this, we have something called as field set and the legend as well, which helps us in order to group the form elements and provide name to the form. So guys, this entire form that we have seen just now, right from the YouTube channel name, and then we have social media platforms, which is the select element, and then we have the remarks, which is the text area, and then we also have the button. This entire form can be enclosed in between the field set, which is nothing but grouping of the form elements. So what we can do is we can have the field set tag over here. So guys, what we are going to do is, first of all, I am going to set the word wrap so that all the content is being displayed on this screen instead of using the horizontal scroll bar. Now after this form element over here, we can simply have the field set in this case. So this is the field set tag over here, and I'll cut this field set ending tag and paste it after the last input, that is the button over here. Now let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we are getting a border in this case, and this is defining our form, that is all the form elements are present inside this border. Now guys, we can also give the name to this form that will be displayed over here along with the border. So what we can do is we can have the legend tag over here. So we provide legend tag and we simply have to provide the name of the form. So let's say we provide the name of the form as test form over here. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page on the browser. So as you can see, along with the border, we are getting the name, that is test form over here, with the help of the legend tag. So guys, this is the main functionality of the field set, which will help us in order to group the entire content of the form, and the legend tag that will give the name to that particular form. So guys, apart from this, we also have something called as data list over here, which will help us in order to display the list of the drop down options. So guys, what we will do is, after this button, we are going to have the data list over here. So guys, basically we are going to have the input tag over here, and for this input tag, instead of having the type attribute, we will be having the list attribute. So over here we will say list and we will give some value to this list. So let's say we provide the browsers as the value to this list. Now guys, we are supposed to define the list of browsers which will be displayed as the drop down for this input list over here. So what we can do is on the next line we can have the data list as the tag in this case. And guys, for this data list tag we are going to have the ID which will be equal to the value of this list attribute for this input. So I'm going to copy this and paste it as the ID over here, and in between this data list starting and the ending tag we are going to have the list of options. So let's say the first option over here is Chrome in this case, and the value that we are going to provide is Google Chrome over here. So we say Google Chrome, and then after this we will have more options over here. So we will say another browser as Firefox, and then let's say we provide Safari as the third option, and then let's say we have Edge as the fourth option. So let's say over here we say Firefox. Guys, these values will be displayed on the UI that we provide in between the starting and the ending tag, and the values that we provide will be passed to the server. So over here we have Safari as the third browser, and then we have MS Edge, that is Microsoft Edge, as the fourth option over here. Now guys, let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we have got another input field over here, and you can see there is a drop down option in this case. So when we click on this drop down option, as you can see, these are the options that we are getting. So guys, we are getting the value as well, along with it the text that we had given, that is Chrome over here for Google Chrome, and then we are getting Firefox, Safari and Edge. So guys, this is another way in order to show the list of options by using the data list and binding it with the input tag by using the list attribute, which will have the value as the ID of the data list tag. So guys, these are certain form elements that you can use based on your requirements. Comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to this channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. The next video that we are going to talk about is input type text in HTML form. So stay tuned.